Okay guys, the movie Ford vs. Ferrari, also known as Le Mans 66. 3 machines built for one of the most brutal corporate wars in racing history. Buckle up, you're in for a lot. One of these 3 cars becomes the center of a decision so controversial, people are still arguing about it decades later. We're not telling you what that decision is. Not yet. You'll have to stay with us. What we can tell you, one of these cars is a street-legal weapon with no roof and no mercy. One is Italian, gorgeous, and faster than almost anything else on the planet in 1966. And one is the machine that started this entire war. A standard production ride turned into a 7-liter battering ram, built with a single purpose, to humiliate a legend. 3 cars, 2 companies, a grudge that changed motorsport forever. The machine that ends up at the center of the storm, the one everyone remembers, doesn't even show up first. So stay with me till the end to see what we have for you. Before any of this turns into a corporate war, there's a snake, the 1965 Shelby Cobra 427. Carroll Shelby took a lightweight British AC Ace body, an open 2-seater on a tube-frame chassis, and stuffed a Ford 427 cubic inch big block V8 inside it. 7 liters, rear-wheel drive, 0 traction control, 0 electronic aids, no roof, no apology. Output, around 425 horsepower in street-legal SC trim. The suspension was completely rebuilt. Coilovers all around, a wider track, massive flared fenders to cover the rubber. Disc brakes front and rear. For 1965, this was a machine from another dimension. 0 to 60? Under 4 seconds. In 1965, that number still embarrasses modern hatchbacks. In the film, this car is where the real story begins. Not the war, but the relationship. The Cobra is where Carroll Shelby and his test driver first prove what a fearless, technically obsessed driver can do with raw American muscle. Watch how the film frames this car. It's never about the company politics yet. It's about one man learning what this machine is capable of, lap after lap. Between 1965 and 1966, Shelby American built only 260 Cobra 427s. Road cars, race cars, semi-competition SC models with side exhausts and quick lift jacks. Every single one a barely legal riot waiting to happen. Today, an original 427 Cobra sells for well over $1 million at auction. And Carroll Shelby kept his own personal example, finished in charcoal gray until the day he died in 2012. This car doesn't win the war, but it's the spark. Now meet the team with everything to lose. By the mid-1960s, one manufacturer had built something close to a religion out of winning endurance races. And their weapon for 1966 was the 330p3. Let's talk about what Maranello brought to this fight, a 4.0-liter V12. Not a big block, not a torque monster. A high-revving masterpiece spinning to 8,200 revolutions per minute, producing 420 horsepower. The engine was 30 kilograms lighter than its predecessor thanks to redesigned cylinder heads and, for the first time, it dropped Weber carburetors entirely in favor of a Lucas fuel injection system. That was a massive leap in efficiency and power delivery for the era. The chassis, a new tubular steel frame with a fiberglass tub, engine and gearbox integrated structurally for maximum rigidity. Gearbox, a German-built ZF 5-speed unit. Total weight, just 720 kilograms. Lighter than you'd expect from a car this powerful. Top speed, tested, 193 miles per hour. Only 3 of these were built. 3, against an opponent who was about to show up with an army. The bodywork was sculpted by Carrozzeria Drogo. Long nose, wide arches, a flowing tail designed purely around airflow. This isn't just a race car. It's one of the most beautiful machines ever to compete in anger. Where the American answer to this car looks like a weapon, the P3 looks like art that happens to go 193 miles an hour. In the film, this car represents pure pedigree, years of dominance, engineering refinement most rivals couldn't dream of matching, the kind of opponent you don't beat by working harder. You beat by completely changing the rules of the fight. How that fight actually played out. That's the part we're not giving away. And now, the car that the entire war gets built around. We're keeping the specific spark that started this rivalry off the table. Go watch the film. It's one of the best opening setups in racing cinema. What we can tell you is this. One side walked away from a deal feeling humiliated, and humiliated companies build very, very angry cars. The result was the 1966 Ford GT40 Mk. Here's what got built. A mid-engine racing coupe. Body height, exactly 40 inches, hence the name. Wheelbase, 95 inches. Weight, just under 1,000 kilograms. Under that rear clamshell, a 7.0-liter, 427 cubic inch big block V8. The same family of engine NASCAR built for oval warfare. Output, 485 horsepower. Raw. Loud. An absolute battering ram of torque. This is not a precision instrument. This is a sledgehammer with a windshield. The GT40 Mk hits 200 miles per hour down one of the longest straights in endurance racing. Lap after lap after lap, for 24 hours straight. That's not speed. That's sustained violence. The driver at the center of this film, Ken Miles, described the car as alive. Something that talked to you through the wheel, through the floor, through every vibration in the chassis. Christian Bale plays that driver, and the film captures something rare. A man and a machine speaking the exact same language. Carroll Shelby, played by Matt Damon, built the bridge between the corporate boardroom and the cockpit. Former Le Mans winner himself, sidelined by a heart condition, he understood something the suits never could. Winning isn't about budget. It's about the right driver and the right setup. Everything else is politics getting in the way. What this car ultimately does, and what happens to the men inside it, is where we stop talking and let you watch. Here's where we separate fact from fiction, without telling you how the story ends. The Cobra to GT40 pipeline. Carroll Shelby's involvement in both programs is historically accurate, and the technical DNA, that same 427 big block engine family, genuinely connects these two cars. The personalities. The driver Christian Bale plays was, by every historical account, exactly as brilliant and exactly as difficult as the film shows. Ford's corporate executives really did clash with the engineering side of the program, repeatedly. Several confrontations between Shelby and Ford's senior management were invented or heavily dramatized for the screen. The real relationships were more complicated and far less cinematic than two men squaring off in a single dramatic scene. Some racing sequences compress real events from multiple years into a single dramatic arc. The film takes liberties with timeline and pacing. That's standard biopic practice, but it means not every race beat happened exactly when or how it's shown. What's not fabricated? The cars. Every spec, every number, every engine designation in this video is real. The drama Hollywood can stretch. The machines it can't improve on. Whatever happens when these three philosophies, American muscle, Italian precision, and pure revenge, collide on track, that's a story worth watching unfold yourself. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to ReelTorque. We've got more iconic film cars waiting for you. See you on the next one.